Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host Red. We got a video today from Destro Reborn.
So I'm 24. I'll be 25 in the next couple months. But I really struggle with loneliness and being alone in my 20s. It's something that I'm currently struggling right now.
You're barely in your 20s.
But it's just hard not having, like, it's gonna make me cry. Like, the support from, like, friends and, like, people, because I really want to get married. This thought.
Hey, this is actually at least quite different from the most of the videos we see from young women. I just want to be a boss babe and sell my body.
I will make me bawl my eyes out every now and then when I think about it. Like, I really want to get married. If I'm being honest with you, I don't think I'm going to have anybody standing up there for me. And that makes me really, really sad. Because ever since I was little, I've always wanted to get married. I've always wanted to have kids and to be a mom. But I just never thought I would be like 24, 25 and still not having like a group of people. And I will say,
you see, this is what cranks me up. This is what motivates me. Woo!
Unfortunately, it's sinking in. Yes, it's sinking in that because of their own actions, there are really only two types of men left in the market. A, men who want to be left alone. And B, men that just want a little sample. But the truth is, no man wants to claim them. No man wants to invest. No man wants to court. And no man wants to spend. And that realization is starting to hurt. You know that feeling when you call customer support and a guy with a
nobody picks up?
Thick, harsh Indian accent answers the phone.
Can I help
and in
you,
that
sir?
exact second, you already know nothing productive is about to happen.
Nope.
Just frustration, just wasted time.
Transfers back and forth.
That's what Hinge and Bumble feels like for the modern woman, because the illusion is cracking. The same technology that inflated their perception, the dating apps, the social media validation, the endless DMs, is the same technology that exposed the truth. It's kind of crazy because the tool that convinced them that they were all 9s and 10s has quietly demoted them to for recreational use only. So because of this, they're now abandoning the apps. They're running back to in-person dating events, speed dating.
I mean, look at all the singles events that are going on.
Single mixes, quote-unquote, curated experiences. They're hoping to turn desperation into destiny. But here's the plot twist. These events are the new pimps. They just picked up where Hinge left off. Same game, different venue, another...
Pretty much, yeah. They charge women now, right? Instead of the men. So these venues are just making money off of women's desperation. Just like the apps were making money off of men's desperation.
Another limited time opportunity. Another payday loan. But wait, there's more. You see, but now the men are the eye candy. Men getting free while women pay the $100 door fee. I'm telling you, brothers, we are living in a modern day Twilight Zone, because for the first time, the leverage shifted. They said they'd never chase. Now they're paying admission. Drizzle, drizzle.
See, this is why men are making fun of it and feeling so like justified in their feelings, is because everything we said is happening. And everything women did to us caused this. That's why when Britt Cooper was just like blaming men, I'm like, no, the landscape changed because of women. Yes, men may now be a little bit more on the I'm gonna stay away side, but that's because of women.
Yesterday I listened to a Sunday episode on the Daily Podcast from the New York Times, and he talked about dating and how many people agree that it's just a complete nightmare to date right now. They don't like the swiping, they don't like the gamification of dating right now, and some people are turning into real life events to try to find partners like people in the older generations used to do. And they covered these two events. One was this Wrestle Your Crush event for 18 to 24, and it seemed really fun from the tape that they were able to get. They interviewed a couple of people and they seemed really cute. They seemed to have like a good vibe going on. And then the other one was more of your singles mixer at a home hosted by a wine influencer. So it was a wine tasting and they had hors d'oeuvres and whatnot. And what caught my attention, and I honestly, like, my mouth hung open for a second, is how they said that the entry ticket for women were $100. Each woman had to pay $100 to attend this event.
Desperate much?
Men, on the other hand,
$100 is a lot for an entrance fee, by the way. Like, I can go to Knott's Berry Farm or Universal Studios for around that price. I think Knott's Berry Farm is even cheaper than that. So we're talking about almost amusement park prices.
and we're going in for free. They pay nothing to enter the event, and the rationale is that there's just less men willing to attend these games or these events. They're not dating, they're not going, they're not interested in meeting anybody, so it's just extremely hard to find eligible people, men, to go and date straight women.
To date straight women. I don't think we're out there trying to date lesbians, girl. Like, come on, girl.
Exactly. So what does that tell you? The whole male loneliness epidemic is a damn lie.
Lies.
Think about it. These dating events don't even have doormen filtering out the average Joes for the Chads and Tyrones. There's not even some sort of elite selection process. No velvet rope, no genetic draft combine. Fat, tall, broke, rich. If you're a man, you're welcome. The dating events have come to one simple conclusion. If you have a penis and a pair of balls, we need you in attendance. We need you so badly, in fact, that we'll let you in for free. Some of these events, the first drink is on them for the men. Meanwhile, the women are paying $100 at the door. Yes, the modern women are some thirsty reptiles. And like the great Ric Flair said, these dating events are having a hard time holding these gators down. And my second piece of evidence. If men were truly as lonely and
I guess we are reveling in it. My bad. I did say no in the Britt Cooper video of covering this, that we weren't reveling in it, but I guess it's fun.
desperate as these feminist-funded studies and two-year college socialists claim, they'd be forming lines around the block to get into these events, especially when many of them are free. Think about it. If you gave men free tickets to come and see the next Marvel movie, there would be lines around the block.
True.
But they won't even come to these dating events for free. For coochie. It's crazy.
Why is this
Crazy.
important? Because it's what men like.
At some point, we're gonna have to put the facts on the table. Because the truth is that most men are either disinterested or they have adopted the creed of betation without representation. Both of these
$40
men
holla.
only see modern women as sexual objects. And when a man reaches that point, he stops seeing modern dating as something worth pursuing seriously. If the only goal is sex with this type of woman, there are easier, cheaper, lower effort routes than parading through a routine dog and cat show called quote-unquote modern courtship. That's the part.
Guys, I went to La Place. I don't know if I should talk about this that much because I still want to keep it very, secret and hidden. But I went to La Paz. We traveled to TJ. I crossed the border to go to TJ. Flew from TJ to La Paz. An hour and a half flight to Beach Paradise, and we probably spent like $200-300 between me and my best friend eating there. And we ate everything. We ate the freshest of ceviche, the best fish tacos, the best shrimp tacos. Even went to a Japanese bento box place that was top rated for very cheap price for that trip, because it was a round trip. For if we went to TJ, if you flew from TJ to there and back, that was only $100. And then we spent about $600 ish on the Airbnb for 3 nights. We spent maybe about less than $1,000 each for 3 nights over there. Had the greatest of time. I needed the reset again, just the stress from the donut shop stuff, escroll and lotto, guys. God dang, the lotto is so hard to apply sometimes, especially when you don't have the cleanest of records. So yeah, that was, I think it's great to travel and see these things.
That these women refuse to admit. We have to make sure that we frame the argument correctly. It's not that men can't get in.
And again, now I remember why I said that. The women there were super fit. Everybody, it was a very fit community. Everybody is a biker. Everybody walked the Maricon, like the beach walk all the time. It was so awesome to see beautiful, gorgeous Hispanic women that weren't overweight. And you know me, I like, you know, tiggle bitties, and there's a lot of tiggle bitties there. Just enjoyable. I don't speak Spanish enough to fully intermingle with the locals. I know enough to like order food and get around. So I'm getting there. Remember, when you do travel to places, try to learn the language. It makes life so much easier, and it makes you be able to like go to the local spots and actually experience local prices. When you go to more of the tourist areas, you can still pay tourist prices, which is almost very comparable to the US prices. When you go to an actual local area when there's no tourists at all, awesome.
Is that many don't want what's being offered. And that's why the door is free for men. Because when demand drops, the market adjusts. Drizzle, drizzle, my nizzle.
Drizzle, drizzle.
And even with the price point being 0 for men, only 4 men showed up to this event, including the producer of the episode. And it frankly
So the producer was one of the men. I always thought about that.
reminded me of the pilot episode of Sex and the City when Carrie's talking about how for the first time in Manhattan there are women that are making a lot of money, that are making decisions, that have upper mobility, that are doing all of these things that men used to do, and yet they couldn't find a man. They could not find a man. There was a lack of eligible bachelors
What made you think that was gonna get you a man?
in the city. As always, Sex and the City is right. I just can't believe that 30 years after the release of the show, almost 30 years, the situation has not changed.
You're a strong, independent woman.
This post is going viral, and I'm just going to be honest with you and just tell you my opinion, what I would do off the top. The New York Times found dating for women in New York City is so brutal that some dating events are charging women $100 and men free, and the attendance ratio is 3-to-1 women to men. I have worked at several bars, so establishments that stay open late, and the thing always was the men are the ones that have to pay to get in, and the women are the ones that you want to lure there.
It's changing, lady. It's changing.
So you want the women to be there for free, and it's interesting that this is in reverse.
Well, this is because women have devalued themselves. They literally took themselves off the pedestal. Remember that phrase,
Cookie
sex
market
sells?
crash?
You haven't heard that in a while, right? That
We
wasn't
haven't.
just a slogan, it was a formula. You put women in the club and men show up. Simple. You put women in your music video, men tune in. You
True.
put women on the magazine cover, men buy it.
True.
Sex was leverage. But let's be real, is that still true? If
Nope.
sex was still selling like how it used to, dating events wouldn't be begging men to attend. If sex still sold the way it used to, nightclubs wouldn't be closing down left and right.
Yep.
If sex still sold the way it used to, strip clubs wouldn't be struggling to keep the lights on. If sex truly still sold at the same rate, men would be chasing the venues, not being compelled at the door. And when demand shifts, the price drops. Drizzle, drizzle, mine is
Drizzle,
Well,
drizzle,
I'll tell
nice.
you first off the bat, and it's just the truth, and I'm just being totally honest, how I would look at anyone in a city like New York City, where there's so much to do, there's so many places that you can travel to very easily. If you're paying to go somewhere to date, what that tells me is like you don't have enough hobbies, maybe.
True.
It tells me that this is more of a desperate situation. I'm so sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody. Especially if you live in an urban area. I could see this more if you live in a very rural area or a suburban
Sure.
area.
Yeah, if you live in a small town, small city, sure.
But when you live somewhere like this and everything is so congested and so public, it's just a bit... Who's paying to go to
Desperately.
that? Who?
Yo, so I saw this tweet earlier. It says the New York Times was reporting that dating for women in New York City is so brutal right now that some dating events are charging women $100 and men $0 to attend, and the ratio is still 3-to-1, women to men. So I'm not speaking for myself when I say this, but I don't know a guy in New York that can afford to court, meaning they have the money to go date and do the things. I don't know a single guy in the city that has the money to seriously date and they're exclusively dating one person. The majority of guys that I know, they're either tight financially right now, so they're not really dating, or they have the funds and they're dating all over the place.
AKA beat
Those are literally the two representation of men nowadays, yeah.
without representation.
$40
Or having
holla.
the appetizer sampler. Let's not even talk about the men that go on their quarterly passport excursion to get it in. Yes, my brothers, these city girls are obsolete. Drizzle, drizzle, mine, nizzle.
It's really rare to find a guy that has the financial ability to date and he's like, yeah, I'm trying to settle down.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that. The men I do know that do have the stability to be able to date, nah. They're dark berserkers, and they're probably going to be dark berserkers for a few years.
this is accurate.
But wait a minute. You didn't smash the bell and press the like button. Blast, 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 blast.
Hey, $40 holla. These women are paying $20 just to even see a man. We only have to pay $40 to get what we need. Who's winning? Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And catch you guys next time. Ciao.